Depending on the character's roles, some liberties to keep the plot moving are unrealistic. What I'm focused on is learned behavior, something you see over time. That is why I like series, because it starts to develop a character into a person and it constrains the writer into how the character can react. If you violate the spirit of the character, then you soon will find interest in the books will disappear. While the thoughts are inspired by the book, it does not imply the writer intended to inspire the thoughts I have. When a person does feel being outed so traumatically, like Todd had been, for myself, I didn't suffer the fear, but then I wasn't dragged out. I got to choose who I told and was careful who I chose. I didn't have to announce it to the whole world all at once. We did not always get to do that, however, and Todd was outed on national TV. And it was attached to the murder of his lover, Michael. Many that know he is gay never knew him, so they tied those two together, and that could give them a jaded view of who he is. You can't change a first impression, and that has to be stressful for him. It destroyed his life. It had to be traumatic. I suppose the first time you would be seen under those circumstances could be stressful. Maybe it might make you fear that your behavior will change. The edge that you once had, like Todd is saying, could just evaporate over time since you're no longer the same person. However, even though this is a major step, the ultimate, since you're no longer hiding, just how would that change you? Could it cost him the edge he once had? Being in the closet does make you a better judge of people's behavior. We watch every move in the closet to mimic behavior that will allow us not to reveal ourselves. And I would think, overall, those instincts stay with you. That is, learned behavior, right? It's stuff that you learned in the closet. You had to mimic these things, right? So it has become a habit. That's part of the problem that we're dealing with right now. Not all you learn in the closet is destructive out of it. You just must identify the patterns that are not helpful and then figure out what is causing them. That is only done through trial and error. You are not fundamentally different just because you come out of the closet. You really haven't changed much at all. You're just not hiding anymore. While the thoughts are inspired by the book, it does not imply the writer intended to inspire the thoughts I have. The attempt is to start a discussion and get people to think about human behavior from the perspective of the closet. How this might lead to problems that make friends or partners or even business relationships difficult. I can understand why some would dismiss this effort. I find reminders in how the characters behave with memories of my own experiences and then explore that aspect. It's meant to start people to think. It is not meant to imply I am right. If you do not share the ideals with others, then how will you know if you're right? When talking, the focus should be on challenging and exposing your ideals, not in changing other opinions. That would only lead to frustration, since the only person you can change is yourself.